This week on The Aviators, Motley Crue singer Vince Neil continues his flight training and attempts to land for the first time.
I felt almost like out of control.
We find more fun in Las Vegas as two of our crew take to the skies in an aerial dogfight. And the GEICO Skytypers show us how they use World War II trainers to create giant billboards in the sky. Outside of the military, there are very few airshow teams whose lineage dates back for more than 40 years. The GEICO Skytypers are one of these teams. Flying more than 70-year-old SNJ trainers, the Skytypers have been performing at airshows and doing their namesake skytyping since the early 1970s. Truly a family venture, current team lead Larry Arkin took over the team from his father in 1992.
What's really unique is we do, besides our air show, our low-level air show routine, is we are the only ones in the United States that use these aircraft for aerial sky typing, which is computer-generated digital messages in the sky.
If you haven't seen the Skytypers perform, you might immediately think of aerobatic pilots who twist and roll through the air, writing messages out with smoke. Skytyping is very different.
Sky writing is done with one airplane. And by doing maneuvers in the sky, he creates letters in the sky, block letters, doing a message. But because of the time that it takes to do that and the wind conditions, typically he can't get any more than about 5 letters out before it blows away.
Sky typing is different.
Steve Kapur is the Skytyper safety officer and flies with Larry in Skytyper number 1.
What we do is we fly 5 aircraft in a line abreast formation across the sky. We have a computer in the number 1 aircraft, in Larry's and my aircraft, that commands the smoke systems via data link radios of each aircraft in the formation. So as we fly across the sky, we become like the printing head on an old dot matrix printer, and we're able to type out messages that are 1,500 feet tall. They can be seen 15 miles in any direction, and they could be as long as 6 to 8 miles. So they're very visible, very impactful.
When the team is flying in their line abreast formation for skytyping, the wingtips of each aircraft are approximately 250 feet from one another. It may not look like it from the ground, but that's because the team flies as high as 9,000 or 10,000 feet. And as Steve mentioned, each letter is around 1,500 feet tall, which is the same height as the Empire State Building. This makes it a great way to advertise or to send a message to that special someone.
We do a lot of different messages to promote our sponsor, of course. We'll do messages to promote the air show, like come to the air show at Andrews Air Force Base, or come to NAS Pensacola, or wherever we're appearing at that particular show. And we also do some fun personal messages.
We've done messages for individuals. We've done weddings. we did a divorce once. We did a guy that lost his girlfriend apparently. And now lost isn't lost, but she left him, and he wrote, "Pooh Bear, please come home." We don't know if she ever came back.
The skytyping is an attraction in and of itself, but it's not the only thing the Skytypers do when they come to an air show. The team also has a demo routine that they fly.
The skytyping is something that's separate, and we use it to help promote the show as well as our sponsor when we're appearing at a show. We'll typically launch anywhere from an hour and a half or 2 hours even ahead of our time slot to perform. We'll fly away from the airfield and we'll do messages around the surrounding geography to promote the air show and help bring people to the air show.
The sky typing that we do over the air show is part of the air show. When we come into the venue, when we write messages saluting our military servicemen, when the Golden Knights or the SEAL teams jump and we put an American flag up, that creates terrific spectator support for our messaging. And then we do our airshow routine, which is a low-level precision flying demonstration by the 6 aircraft We fly the aircraft all in formation. We break out the solos. They do head-to-head maneuvers with each other. The Diamond does special maneuvers. We even throw a heart out and pierce the heart during the air show, which is also one of our signature maneuvers.
Unlike a lot of airshow acts, the Skytypers demonstration doesn't simply show off formation flying or aerobatics. Through the narration delivered by veteran announcer Rob Ryder, the Skytypers demonstrate a number of real-world military scenarios.
Watch as the two solos simulate the opposing two-circle pass. After being engaged in this no-win encounter, they'll break off and disengage. High and to the right of show center, GEICO Flight of 4 is coming through in an echelon formation. Cleared in hot, the GEICO flight will roll in for a very high-angle strafe. This spiral attack is used to confuse the enemy gunners on the ground.
This pays tribute not only to their aircraft's history as trainers, but also to military tradition that the squadron attempts to uphold.
Most of the members on the team are military. The military has perfected this over the years. You could see that with the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels. There's a system in place that standardizes things, that creates a procedure. We do that at the airlines as well, where everything's standardized, where one person can fly with another person and it's seamless because of the way we're trained. So because we have 6 airplanes, 6 individual people, we need to create a procedure and a system, if you will, that's extremely systematic, the same every time, and very procedure-oriented to keep everybody safe. And the ability that we can move people around and have different members of the team flying different positions all supports that. So in order to do that, we've created a structure, the military structure, because it was the easiest thing for us to duplicate, and that takes us right from the brief to the way we stand in front of the airplanes and mount up in the airplanes, to the way we fly it, to the way we stop, get out of the airplanes and debrief. So it's very procedure-oriented. It's the same way every time, and hopefully what that does is over a period of time, when you get into those procedures, you can tell when something's not working right because you've done it the same way every time. All of a sudden, for example, you step with the left foot instead of the right foot, you will know that you're out of step.
Solo
Smoke off. Are you doing straight ahead?
It's amazing.
Come back, yeah.
Miss one show and the dynamics changes a lot.
The Skytypers aircraft are SNJs. This means that they're the Navy version of North American's World War II advanced trainer. While there were thousands of these aircraft produced, GEICO has some of the last of these SNJ-2 aircraft out there.
We have 5 of probably the last 9 SNJs 2s in the world. The SNJ-2 was a limited feature that North American built. It was built with what they call a wet center section. The aircraft, if you notice, has a blister on the bottom. That's the sump for the wet center section. The aircraft holds 180 gallons of fuel versus the standard SNJ, which holds between 120 and 140. The airplane's a little bit shorter, so it's shorter coupled, has a big round rudder. And because of that, we can stay aloft a lot longer, which really helps our skytyping. So we can stay aloft to put those messages up. The airplane's a little more difficult to fly than the standard SNJ or T6 because it sits a little bit higher and it's a little shorter, which gives it that short coupling. So the aircraft is different, and there are only, I believe, 8 or 9 SNJ-2s left in the country or in the world, as I know right now, and we own 5 of them.
Larry is not the only second-generation Skytyper on the team. Ken Johansen and his father Bob Johansen are both current pilots with the team. The elder Johansen started with the team in the late 1970s. The fact that the Skytypers have continued to thrill crowds for so many years is a true testament to their professionalism and dedication, as well as the sheer entertainment they provide.
The Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds typically cycle in and out every 2 or 3 years. The one thing that we have with our team is many of my pilots have been with me for 15 and 18 years. They started with my dad when my dad started the company. So we don't have people coming in 2 years later leaving. They stay because they want to stay. We typically bring in new guys and they stay on for many years to come. So obviously they enjoy doing the flying we're doing. They enjoy the venues that we cover, and they like being a part of something that they find to be special. Otherwise it would be very easy for them to exit, but they typically don't. They typically stay around because they enjoy being a part of this wonderful organization.